good people? Happy Saturday. Hey, hey, hey. Let me know if you guys can hear me okay. As you come into the room, please like the video, comment down in the comment section. Let me know that you're here. Subscribe if you have not already. Please, please, please share this video. We share this videos because sharing is caring. And turn on your notifications because you just never know. Child, like today. That's why I had to put in a community tab. Your girl was running a few minutes late. I know I said 10:15, but life was life. And I had a lot less to do last Saturday than I did this Saturday. So, we was moving, but we wasn't moving as fast as we needed to. I had a live last night, and then your girl went to work this morning. That's not what y'all came here for, but I'm just feeling in as I get myself all set up and give you guys some time to come into the room. Hopefully I don't hear my heat. It was warm today, and then it wasn't. Child. Just bear with me. I think we're pretty good set up. How did you guys like the episode? Let's talk about that. Get down in the comments and let me know how you like the episode. We're here for Power Book 3, Raising Kanan, Season 4, Episode 3, Bygones. Let me know how you like the episode, what you rate the episode, all of the things, all of the good things. I'll give it about a 7, about the same as last episode. Like I said, we're still slow burning. We're getting, a lot of stuff, a lot of pieces to the puzzle. And I'm with it. I'm here. I said for this episode is giving me Unique's Revenge, Finding Juke, and Thomas Family Values. It's kind of what we got into. We got a little, family relationships. Juke is coming into her own, whatever that may mean, and we love to see it. And Unique is still out for revenge, y'all. So we here. We just gonna have to let it play out and see what happens. I keep saying I don't want to see him just be on this revenge stuff all season, but he does have a brain injury, so I mean, maybe it just is what it is. I don't mind him being a villain, but him being a villain in this way, it just seems foolish to me. But nobody asked me, but it's my channel, so I'm gonna give my opinion, and we're gonna talk about it. Hold on a second. My son is in the background making a whole bunch of noise. One sec. Like the video in the meantime, you guys, please. All right, you guys, my apologies. As you know, I am a mother and a mom is gonna mom. It's Saturday, it's the weekend, and they're gonna do what they're gonna do. They did the same thing last night. I was doing my live. I won't say they wasn't making a peep, but they was relatively quiet and non-bothersome. Then as soon as I go live, then all stuff wants to hit the fan. Anyway, y'all, let's get right into it. Let's get into it. We have dilly-dallied long enough. Let's talk about it. So we're gonna hop around a little bit. So the Asian couple, I think, is Sunny and Richard, I believe, from the Chinese spot. Maybe they got to check out their own trash, and they're not too happy about it. And it's dark, in the middle of the dark. Well, I won't say in the middle of the night, but it's dark out, and they got to take out their own trash. Oh, hold on one second, y'all. I forgot to put for this week. Let's add it to the stage, y'all. Couple of little flicks, couple of little pictures from the episode. Let's rewind and come again. So Sunny and Richard, I believe, is the name of the Asian couple from the Chinese spot, and they are tight, very salty. They got to take out their own trash. It's nighttime, but they just let the nephew go because remember, Marvin had caught the nephew trying to, take the products. He had to cut him loose. When up pops Unique. Baby, why? Giving us Michael Myers vibes all the way. All right. Talking about, oh, y'all forgot about me already. Unique, please knock it off. Be so for real. We thought you were gone, sir. We thought you were gone. Like, make it make sense. That poor lady was in tears and about to pass out all at the same time. So he makes them go inside and they're handing over some product, if you will. Not all of it. Look like they left some behind, but just enough to fill a little duffel bag and all the cash. Man was like, that's all we got. He want to know what Rock's D tastes like. Sir, really? Sweet or sour? Duck sauce, soy sauce. He is very fixated on Rock. Very fixated. It's crazy. Hey, Shayna. Hey. Thank you for stopping through. Obsessed, even, okay? That's all he's worried about. That's all he has his eyes set on. And I'm really not understanding. So the man is apologizing, but he ends up taking them both out, baby. It was sad to see. They both, as they're dying, they're kind of like facing each other. So that part was kind of cool. Their heads kind of touched and they kind of went on to the light, Caroline. But anyway, I don't know what he wanted these people to do. Like, they were just conducting business, and it seems like they never really even wanted to be a part of it. They just kind of got thrown into it, but they're conducting business. Like, they thought this man was gone. Like, who was supposed to come take over for you that, in the event that something like this happened, like, the business wouldn't be given to Rock or somebody else. Like, territories is going to territory. So if it wasn't her, it would be somebody else. I don't know what they thought, but he's got a head injury, so he's not thinking right. Juke is still home, baby. She is busting some food down, baby. I said that is Marvin's daughter for sure. So she's talking about all the food that they didn't have over there in the army. And Marvin wants to know, like, listen, what am I supposed to tell these people when they show up? So he's like, she's like, she got it. So like clockwork, them officers show up at the door. And they're telling her absences without leave are a serious violation and carry severe punishment. So Juke is like, listen, I tried it. It wasn't for me. I was like, another one. Be so for real, girl. Be so for real. But I mean, let's talk about it. So they're telling her she broke an oath. And Marvin's like, listen, she didn't hurt anybody. So she says, no, they said that they're on a courtesy. And she says, she just needs an entry-level separation. But they tell her, like, you have to be officially reviewed and proper paperwork has to be submitted. But Juke doesn't hurt enough, baby. All of the rigmarole and the runaround, she ain't with it, okay? So she's like, I'm gay. Baby, where do I document that? They don't play that in the army. I can't remember if this, sorry, I'm speeding my words, y'all. I can't remember if this is before Don't Ask, Don't Tell, or this is at Don't Ask, Don't Tell. But, baby, here we are. She's like, so go ahead, send the military police, and I'll get a lawyer, and I'm going to say what I need to say. I said, well, I guess y'all didn't plan for that when y'all came on over here to scoop this young lady up and make her face her consequences. So they whispering like, did she just, man, yeah, she just, they over there whispering to themselves. And then they tell her, listen, you're letting your country down. She's like, my country has let down me and mine plenty of times too. I said, I know that's right, sis. And then voila, they're going to grant her entry-level separation. Just like that. I hope you're not proud of yourself. And she's like, and I hope you're not either. And I said, touche, Lorraine. Yep, I'm calling you Lorraine. And also, my army folks, please. Maybe I should ask my nephew. He's in the Air Force. Or what? Yeah, he's in the Air Force. Is this a real thing? Entry-level separation? Is this exactly how it goes? Because I want to know, because I feel like sometimes they're making up stuff. Because I thought it was weird. Like, AWOL is a huge thing. And I mean, we're on the show, so it's going to be a little lighter than it has to be. They said it was severe, but we've taken it a lot lighter than it was supposed to be. And I feel like they wasted a storyline with the whole army thing because we knew she was gay. And we saw Nicole's dad advise her against it. So did she not connect the dots? Like, what was the point? Is she going to be like a marksman now? So we needed to see her target practice skills. I don't get the whole point of that storyline. I thought that was going to lead us, and maybe I need to separate from OG power of who Jukebox was, becoming a cop and being a dirty cop and all of those things. I thought the army was somehow going to lead us into the police force, but Here we are. She back in Queens. So Kanan go to see Grandma Joyce. He got her medicine, and he's like, "Oh, the medicine is fighting the cancer." But she has to explain to him yet again, like there's not much of a fight left. Like the doctor explained it, and he was kind of confused. But he's not a kid. He's an adult, but he's still actually no, he's not legally an adult. He just has to. He doesn't understand, I guess, the severity of it. Um, so he's trying to, just get his head around it. So they having a little conversation. And he's telling her, I know you're strong, but everyone needs to come see you before, basically they can't anymore. So Mama Joyce is like, if they wanted to see me, they come around and check on me, but they don't, and she's not gonna cry about it. I said, Mama Joyce is like OG, like she's big rock for real personality wise. She's one tough cookie, and we're gonna see a little bit more of that at the very end of the episode when we see her and Rock having conversation. Definitely, tough cookie, a little bit of a chip on her shoulder. Not gonna cry. I'm not gonna cry. I'm not gonna shed no tears. So Kanan's like, listen, it's about being real. And if Rock was honest with him, maybe they'd be in a better place. So Grandma's like, listen, you only got one mama and you need to respect her. Baby, respect is earned, not given. But this is the 90s, so maybe it's a little different. We didn't know all the things that we know now, so we gonna go with what Grandma said. And then she finally kind of makes peace and is like, maybe it's time for her to be real with everyone, including herself. Maybe she feels like, or in my opinion, I feel like Joyce felt like if she didn't say it, it wouldn't be for real. If she didn't deal with it, it was going to happen. But some people are like that. And also, what was I going to say? Even Kanan, when he was like, before you, he couldn't say, die, pass, you're not here anymore. He could not get it out. Is a very tough thing to deal with, especially such a short time to process, which is kind of what she deprived them from by not having the conversation sooner. But this family is very rough, very, very bumpy. You got 3 kids, all 3 of your kids are in the streets, and also your grandson is in the streets. So, Hey, Tamika. Hey. So B-Rilla's living arrangements with his cousin did not work out. There's no room for him there, so he has crashed at Lou's, but Lou is like, this is not part of the deal. Like, you ain't got to go home, but you can't stay here. So he says he has no money in his pocket, so he has nowhere to go. And Lou is like, that's just not going to work for me. He's not looking for a roommate. So they're going to have to talk to Lowell. And I about knew how this was going to go because Lowell was ready to cut him loose in I guess that was episode 2 when we talked to Lowell at the studio. He was ready to cut him loose. Like, the dude is a troublemaker. He always causing trouble. He was locked up. Lou and Andre and got him out, and now here we are. Yes, please hit that like, turn on the notifications, and subscribe. So later on, let's go on into the office. Let's go talk to Lowell. We talked to him about a little extra cash so he can get on his feet. And Birilla's like, you got me working like a slave. It's a whole lot of slave references all up and through. So he's like, listen, we've upheld our agreement, including your legal fees. And he's like, listen, only reason he was there locked up was because he didn't have any money to feed his people. So he calls it a plantation. Like I said, slave references, plantation references. Lou is trying to reason this whole situation. He's trying to be the voice of reason. Like, he needs to do what he's going to do now that he's signed up to do this deal with the record company, to do the imprint. And also he needs to get this man off his couch because he is going through his stages and recovering. He needs his peace of mind. He don't need this man in his space. He really don't, especially a dude like this. I mean, he seemed like he's okay, but so he's trying to, reason with Lowell, but Rilla is hopping up like he want to fight, calling dudes Seinfeld. It's all types of Jews and Jewish N-words. I said, what is going on here? And Lou's like, can you just give him enough to get a place, feed his baby, and, the mom? But Lowell wants to give B-Rilla a talk about him always cracking jokes about him being a Jew. Our people, okay? He don't give a fuck, okay, at all. But Lowell gives him a whole origin story and speech, baby. To have to watch that more than once. I said, here we go. here we go. And Lou's like, this is not about to get us nowhere. I said, Lou, it's really not. Because to me, the whole conversation wasn't needed, in my opinion. But child, I'm going to be quiet because people aren't very smart and they like to twist my words. So I'm going to just keep moving on. Lou says that, listen, he needs an advance and we can make it recoupable. Like, let us figure out something. Okay. Help me help you. So he's like, listen, tell me how much you need and I'll cut you a check today. Thank you, Lowell. Thank you. It's like, if you're going to do this, you're going to do this. If you're not going to do this, then cut your losses all the way was my thoughts. So he's asking him, like, did anything I said mean anything to you? He's like, nah. At least he's honest. Okay. At least he's honest. But he's like, I appreciate you hearing me out. And he thanks him for the check. So they have all this little bumping heads, bickering back and forth for him to cut the check and, basically be real to be, sorry, y'all, my alarm is going off on my phone, to be a somewhat stand-up dude. It was a cool scene. Like I said, we ain't need the whole hiding money under the mattress and where they came from and, I'm white when I need to be and Jewish. Child, it was a lot. We ain't need all of that. So Marvin pulls up to the Chinese spot and he's in his car and he finds a bunch of police cars there. So one of the officers sees him looking and he comes over and is like, can I help you with something? He's like, he's just there to get his number 37, We don't hear what the officer says, but the next thing we see him talking to Rock. And she's like, he's telling her, it was late. Nobody saw nothing. We ain't say nothing. So she tells him, listen, put security on the rest of the restaurants. And I'm like, I know. I mean, I guess as I was watching the episode and maybe because so much time has passed, I was like, did I know she was dealing with more than one restaurant? Or was it just me, child? It was just me. I be forgetting. So Marvin is telling Rock, like, listen, I caught Rich's nephew stealing and I put his ass out. So maybe he came back. Marvin, we knew from the get-go it was Unique, and we know that they don't know that Unique is alive, but I thought, like, that is a lot to ask from this young man to just stuffed a couple of bags in his Fruit of the Looms. I was like, he's not about to take out his own people. But and essentially Rock is telling him the same thing, like, you have to be 100% because Quan is also in the mix. So it's a whole bunch of people in the situation and she don't want to get it wrong and go do something to this boy and we have a problem. So I'm glad that we are taking this into consideration. Hey, Candy Love. Hey. So when he gets ready to leave and he's walking away, Rock just kind of blurts out like, Andre said the feds is watching Stefano's shop and he saw you out there alone a few days ago. Marvin gonna lie and say they bullshit. And I said, oh boy. He's like, they think we all look alike. And they're effing with us to start us looking sideways. So she sends him to talk to Sonny's nephew. And I'm like, now, she knows he's lying. And I'm sure Marvin knows that she knows. So I was like, why lie? Like, he hasn't made any deals with Stefano to take over, which I thought that's where we were going to lead to. But Stefano was just having him be, the muscle and the takeout guy, which is what the other dude said. Or, which is what I was thinking, is it because he took old boy out that called him Step and Fetch It last episode? Is he worried about that? I wasn't quite sure why Marvin lied. Y'all can get down in the comments and let me know what you think. I said, it's not looking so good for you, Marvin. It's not looking so good for you at all. So Rock goes on over there to talk to Uncle Erwin, and he's talking about his employees being worried, as they should be. Okay, people are gone. So she's like, listen, there's probably some kids being dumb. The restaurants are on tough blocks. And he's like, yeah, but like, this is the first time that somebody has died over the situation. Like, stuff happens, but this is more than kids just being foolish. So Rock says, listen, I'm sorry for your loss. I'll get you some extra security at no cost. And he's like, it's just too much. So she's like, you married? He's like, yeah, 41 years. And Rock says, you know what? We married too. I said, oh, well. So she says they're in it for the long haul. There is no divorce. You know too much. You've seen too much. And once we jump the broom, that shit stayed up. I said, yeah. I don't know why people think that they can get into the game. I mean, you're not a corner boy. Even the corner boys, you got to be careful. But once you get into the game, it's like you're not just gonna be like, yeah, I quit today. I put in my retirement papers. Like, no, no. That's why they say you end up dead or you end up in jail, because that's usually the two alternatives. But these are like older people. So it's like they almost didn't know what they were getting themselves into. I don't know how long they've been doing this. This is a family thing. It's already set up, and she kind of just, moved in to do what she had to do. But so later on, we see Rock give Andre a call and leave him a message, but we know that he won't be getting back to her. R.I.P. Andre. I was calling this man Bronze, and now I laugh because I see people putting pictures of Terry Silver and Andre, whatever his last name is, up on social media. I'm like, I knew it wasn't me. It's the bald head, y'all. He's a lawyer. He got a bald head. He brown skin. It is what it is. And I don't know what they're going to do without Andre. Andre was on top of his job, okay? Because last episode, Rock was trying to know what he knows, but he wasn't trying to hear it. She wanted to know what he knew. And baby, she really gonna need it now, because we need good lawyers on Power. We do, for sure, for sure, for sure. Hey, DeMarcus Vaughn. Hey. So on the way into famous now Kanan's spot, Crystal literally runs into Unique. Like, he just barrels into her. She's like, and excuse me would be nice, baby. The way he turned around and started to walk back, and Crystal's ass got inside that building so fast. I said, yeah, y'all running that yap, sister. And then he turned around, and you didn't want no parts of that action, okay? Yeah, Andre Barnes. Thank you, DeMarcus. I knew it was Terry Silver, Andre Barnes. Silver and bronze. Barnes and bronze. See, close enough. I told you. I just be putting the things together. Yeah, she don't know about Andre, and that's going to be a whole problem for them. And then especially what happened to her get out of free pass? What's going on with Marvin? There's things that we need to know. Hey, Monique Nicole. Hey. You think Crystal is a young Rock will tell Kanan that Crystal needs what? Oh, this is what I was looking for. Crystal is a younger version of Rock. I was going to say she want to be, but I don't even know if Crystal wants to be a younger version of Rock. Crystal just want somebody to take care of her. That's the feeling. That's the feeling, I guess. She should be. She should be shook. Because it's like, you don't know what that man is about to do. You turned around and gave all that action, which I get it. It's like when you hold the elevator or the door open for somebody and they don't say that. Thank you. She was doing one of those. Excuse me, would be nice. That man said, I will excuse your She got up in there quick. So she tells Kanan, listen, I do not feel safe in this apartment. Too much is going on. There's too many people going in. There's too many people coming out. And then she tells him about, what happened with Unique. And she's like, something about him felt wrong. Sister, you are not wrong about that. So Crystal's like, anybody can walk in and you should never live where you work. I said, baby, 10 crack commandments. Now, I know the song wasn't out then, but it kind of seems like a simple part of the game that you would not be moving your business to where you rest your head. It just does not make any sense. Don't eat where you shit. Same scenario. Okay. Same goes for the corporate world, the 9 to 5. As to this, not necessarily, but I'm just saying, don't shit where you eat type of situation is what I was getting at. Exactly. Monique said she would have reacted to. He damn near shoved her. Yeah, she almost fell over that banister real quick. But hey, JB, hey. But Unique was about that action. Rock will tell Kanan that Crystal was only with him for the come up. Rock was only with DEFCON for a come up because DEFCON was left-handed. We know he was left-handed. That's cute. So guys date women similar to their mothers. They do. I don't know if I feel like Crystal is similar to Rock, though. I mean, I guess I'm trying to think. He ain't really dated that many people that much. I guess she would be the closest out of what we've seen for now. But in the game, you don't really need no kids, no relationships anyway. So, it's really just something to do. And that's why she finds herself being an afterthought a lot of the times. But she's trying to get this man to make some moves. So she tells him, I think you should get a new apartment. And he's like, what about you going home to your mom? But apparently her punk ass boyfriend put his deep feeling hands on her. I said, "Not baby, not the deep feeling hands." And I said, yikes, I guess that answers the question too. Because remember I was saying, like, where is her mama? Like, why is she always here? And you're living in such an environment with these dudes, which I felt like Kanan needed to leave long before. Now you took Famous's old rat infested apartment, and here we are. So I thought long before now that they needed to leave. But yeah, I guess that answers the question. She can't go to her mama because her mama got a boyfriend that ain't ish. But I said, but where's the daddy that she's always talking about? So Kanan offers to take care of it for her, but that's not what she wants. So he agrees after a little coax, and she give him a little kiss, a little hug, a little whatnot to go look at some apartments. So we're gonna see that a little bit later. Earlier in the episode, we saw Juke throw out all her army gear and her butter slash, I call her MJB real love jersey. And she's just really trying to figure out her next move during this episode. That's why I said she's finding Jukebox. She's trying to, figure things out. So now she's over at BMCC, which I believe is the Borough of Manhattan Community College, right? Registering for classes. Now we find out she's just taking some BS classes, dance, history of the comic book, stuff like that. Which I was like, girl, be so for real. Be so for real. It's nothing else you want to do in your life. A business degree, even something, money. No, okay. And she runs into one of her old booster friends. So he tells her, listen, come through to the bar later. We got the rest of the crew, and they're not checking IDs. So she run over and she get a slice with Kanan. And she's like, she should have never gone to the army, baby. Not Danielle. Nicole's dad done told you that. But she had already signed up for it at that point anyway. And she was kind of asking him as an afterthought. But I don't know what she thought. She said she couldn't be herself. So Kanan's like, oh, so no more secrets. She says, I like girls. And anyone with a problem with it basically can come see her. I said, okay, Jukebox. Okay. So Kanan's kind of giving her the encouragement to be her. And she's asking where Famous is. So Kanan's like, he doesn't know. He got grabbed up by the police. So maybe he got scared and bounced. So Jukebox is saying, like, Famous is not a snitch. He's probably in LA with his sister, hollering at some honeys. I said, maybe, perhaps. And I know the actor, I can't think of his real name. Look, DeMarcus probably knows because DeMarcus and everything is going through some things of his own in his personal life, which is, I guess, why he's not on this season of the show. But I don't know. Maybe we'll get him back for season 5. Rock told Kanan, don't eat where you put up. But yeah, you know how it goes. You don't ever listen to the person you should be listening to. Hey, what up, though, Brillo? You don't ever listen to that person you should be listening to. At least, he is listening, and he didn't have to have something happen to her or to him. Well, something might have happened, but he don't know it yet before he made this move, because that could have really been a thing. But at least he listened. Marvin smoked Famous and put Famous as that would be hysterical. That would be. I wish they would use that doggone furnace. Like, they showed it to us for no reason. So they just talking about, school and music and whatnot. But she said she's over music, ain't never done nothing for her. So, like I said, she's just figuring herself out, trying to figure out what she want to do with her life and where she want to be. So Marvin goes and runs down on Richard's nephew at home. And he basically said, like, he would never do that. Like, he loved his aunt and uncle. And he didn't even know that they were gone, child. Like, he don't work there no more. So, he ain't know nothing had happened. But he's like, what about Clarabelle, their daughter? And Marvin was like, oh, shoot. Like, and I forgot they had a daughter too. But Marvin is telling him that, listen, she wasn't there. But she's going to be an orphan now. So he's like, if you hear anything, let me know. But, and he's going to make the people pay. He's going to honor Sonny and Richard. But he tells him to go check on a little girl, like she's going to need you. He just said, you think so, DeMarcus? Probably not. We're going to have to do something with his character, though. If they don't I don't think he's coming back this season, but if they don't bring him back for season 5, we're going to have to do something. So Marvin goes to pay earlier visit at the shop, and he asks if he heard anything about, the Chinese spy getting hit, but he says he hadn't heard nothing. So he give him a couple dollars and tell him, let me know if you hear anything. But it turns out that Early's aunt is in child services. So Marvin wants to track down Gerald's daughter. And it looks like he does that because later on we see Marvin go pay Amber a visit. He's asking, how everything's doing with the foster family. And she's like, she missed her dad and her sister. So, their catch up is quick. I think they're at school. So he's kind of telling her, like, this is my number if you need anything. He slipped her a little cash too. He's like, don't share it with nobody. And he gives her a hug. This is back in the day when you could kind of just roll up. You can't be rolling up to the schools and the places like that anymore. And the lady came over, for a black man to be like, oh, that's my Uncle Marvin. Oh, this is my goddaughter. And it to be a black man and, a little white girl. She was pretty cool about it, but he done went on and got on about his way. Team B Rilla, oh really, DeMarcus? Oh really? So Rock gets a note. This is when we get into Miss Crystal. Rock gets a note at home earlier that Kanan wasn't going to school, so she goes over there to pay a little visit. So Crystal answers the door and she's like, saying he's not there. So Rock is like, well, let him know I came through. I need to talk to him about school. And she's like, you asking me or telling me, baby? Okay, the way Rock took them shades off, I just knew it was about to be a whole problem. I was like, little girl, who is you talking to? But Rock, she's being a classy mom. She kept it together. She give a little 1-2 look up and down. And she's asking her if she's staying there. She's like, sometimes. And she's like, oh, okay, Crystal, yeah, that's me. She's like, oh, you moved in. She's like, well, I said sometimes, ma'am, you're doing a little bit too much. It's a little too much sass and a little bit too much going on. Not too much on Rock. So Rock is like peeking around. She's like, yeah, it's cleaner than it's been before. So she's like, listen, let Kanan know I came by. Like, I'm going to say it again. Let Kanan know I came by. And I'm sure we'll be seeing each other again soon. Okay, Crystal? Okay? Let's not be too cute. Like, I know they don't have the greatest relationship, but baby, you're not about to talk to mama crazy, okay? We're not going to do it. Crystal stood up to Rock. You think she was impressed by Crystal? I guess. She let her have it, but, Excuse me, I had to get this shit. So, Lou is celebrating a milestone in his sobriety. So he's at the little that part. Yes. Okay, that's why I thought we was gonna be breaking something off. Okay, I thought it was gonna be some furniture moving, some tussling, some tossing and turning, or at the very least, curse her out. Okay, because it don't always got to be hands and feet. I thought she was gonna give her a little the slick talking she was giving. I thought she was gonna give that back, but Rock didn't give it to her. I didn't say she was afraid. I just, don't know if Rock was impressed, but Candy says you ain't got to be afraid to get your ass turned upside down. So she was being rude. Let's put that up there. I was like, girl, you talk to your mama that way. And even though they don't have a good relationship, you don't be talking to the mom like that. You should be trying to bridge the gap if you was about something and bring the two of them together instead of talking nasty, okay? You're supposed to be the woman of the house. So, it is what it is. You looking at apartments, but don't know how to talk to the mama. So Lou gets up there. Like I said, he's celebrating his milestone and his sobriety. And he talks about trying to take himself out. And then he kind of saw a glimpse of himself in the mirror and he saw him. And he's saying that he hadn't recognized himself. He was a sad, tragic brother that didn't want to live anymore. This thing hit me so hard, y'all. I love me some Lulu, and I hate to see where he's got. And I'm glad to see we're like making a pivot, if you will, back to safer territories, back to greater pastures, because we want that for him. It's just, anytime somebody thinks about not being anymore, it's very sad. So he's even saying that he felt sorry for him, that person, and that, he could never do that before. He never stepped outside of himself and saw his hurt and his pain. And he's tearing up and I'm tearing up. And it was just such a meaningful speech. And he's saying seeing that kind of made him feel sympathy and forgive him, and that led him to forgiving himself. And I said, oh, Lulu. And now I felt like he may have also been seeing his father in himself too. Like he's learned so much about his father from Shirley, and just, his drinking. It sounds like, the father was drinking. The father didn't want to be here no more. He does. So it's a lot of similarities, and he loves his dad. So I feel like the forgiveness is twofold, in my opinion. It was sad, but it was beautiful. Really, DeMarcus? Really? That's what you call it? His mama came by. Have his back for what? She needed to talk to him. Ain't like she came in here and knocked Ish over. All right, DeMarcus. I know you be riding for the underdog. You probably like Crystal. Are you team Crystal? Is that where we're going? So Rock was there in the audience, and afterwards she's like, she had no idea that he was going through all of that. He was like, he wasn't ready to speak on it until now, which you got to respect. And I'm glad, like I said, I'm glad he's making forward movement, and he's making progress. What's kind of throwing me off is we're on episode 3, but episode 1 was really a flashback, and a flashback was 3 months ago. So I'm trying to keep up with what happened then and what's happening now, because he was still in the bar and now he's not in the bar. So it's like trying to keep up with although wasn't he in the bar last week? He was in the bar last week with Barilla, but he's trying to steer clear out of it. It just, keeping my brain together with all of these things is a lot. So he says, he's still working on it. He tells her that he appreciates her and he apologizes for everything that he put her through, and he kind of owes her. But she was like, you owe me. What you can do for me is to take care of you. I said, okay, Rock, you had better. Okay, you had better, because lose the baby. Rock's the middle, lose the baby, and Knucklehead Marvin is the oldest. So I respected her so much for saying that and for stepping up to please, because you was talking so greasy to this man. I own you. All it is, like, yes, for once, stand up, be his big sister, and let this man heal, please. That's why I don't want Lulu to be gone. If we got to send Lulu away somewhere, please do that. Please get Lulu out of the game, or even that somebody might come try to get at him on the strength of Rock. I just trying to keep Lou on the straight and narrow, especially since Marvin is looking like he want to fall off the doggone wagon, because his feelings is hurt everything that he went through with Gerald. So Juke does end up going to the bar to meet up with her booster friends, and baby, they still boosting. Okay, Juke says she don't want to go backwards. Okay, she's looking for something new, something she's never done before. I said that's growth. That's growth, Juke. We need it. We need it. Nothing wrong with doing what you were doing before if you do it better, one of the guys said. And Juke heads her ass to the bathroom, never to return again. I bet you she won't be hanging out with y'all no more, because that's not the energy was on us. That's why we outgrow people and we outgrow situations, and we have to move on. Sometimes when people is moving, a different way. I think she kind of came out of that with the whole Nicole situation, and she kind of just never looked back. So I'm glad that we are not trying to turn around and go back to the things that we were doing before that were really, really no good. What'd you say to Marcus? Lulu was drinking. Yeah, he was drinking water at Cafe Vu last week. But yeah, because at first I was saying he hadn't been to the bar, but he was in the bar. But yes, he did ask for, I think, 2 shots and some water for himself. So now instead she's walking up the street, and she goes past the bar, and at the bar is like nothing outside but ladies. So there's a lady, Mara, that comes up to her, and she's telling her how she showed up there for a month and she never went in until one day, she did. So she's like, you want to go in with me? So she take Juke inside. Maybe they get inside, and it is a woman wonderland. Okay. It's a woman wonderland. She's with Mara and these 2 other ladies. They start sharing their stories, talking about getting kicked out. Because she's asking them, like, how often do you come here? Do you guys come here a lot, and all that type of stuff? The other one talking about dating bartenders and cheating and breaking up to make up, and got a new bartender. She got a type. I said, oh Lord. And I said, Juke has found her people, y'all, her tribe. And I love that for her. I love her coming into her own. I don't know what they're doing with this damn character. It's been all over the place, but I'm glad, at least in terms of her sexuality, because she had a long way to go with Marvin, turn her every which way but loose. And I'm glad he got a redemption arc in that, because some Black parents, or parents as a whole, don't never make that turn. So I'm glad he was able to make that turn, because Lord knows the mama wasn't. I mean, the mama's gone, But the mama wasn't able to make that turn and had the poor girl in little Bible purgatory, little Bible not even boot camp. What do you call it? When they like a shock therapy kind of situation, which baby, that pissed me all the way off. So I love that, she's getting the things she needs. She's got that support at home from Marvin. Rock has always, supported her in some way. She got Nicole's dad if we need to see him anymore. I hope not. And now she's got some lady she could potentially hang with. Now I don't know when we're supposed to be getting to the jukebox of OG Power, but we're gonna see it all play out. Martha and Monica looks like the older version of Effie. Yeah, a little something. DeMarcus said, I wonder if Jukebox told Rock that Crystal had Jukebox jumped by two girls. Probably not. Cause Rock don't play about Jukebox, and we don't know if Rock likes Crystal. She don't really know Crystal, and that the way she was behaving though. So Unique goes to pay early a visit with some cash, and he's like asking him like, where did this come from? Doesn't matter, He's like, did you take out two people at the Chinese spot? He's like, listen, you pressed me for this money from day one. Do you want the money or nah? So he tells, he takes the money. He counting that money. He's telling Unique, you're playing with fire. And Unique said, I am fire and I'm a burn down everything. Sir, we know and we hate to see it. Like I said, I don't have no problem with Unique being the villain, so to speak, because I didn't mind when him and Rock didn't get along. I was okay with that. He was fine in his old school, outfits, giving a hell. I was cool with that. I was cool with the two of them when they was together. But like this version of it where he's kind of wrong about what he's mad about, I ain't with it. But I keep saying the man got brain injury, so we're gonna leave it alone. So Kanan and Crystal, they go looking at these apartments. That first one, baby, it ain't it. But she's just trying to tell him, like, it ain't it, but it's still better than what you had. So the second one is better, but the landlord, leasing agent, whoever he was, sir walks in and take one look at them and says it's spoken for already. He done already got the deposit. And Kanan knows his BS, and he kind of calls him on it. Like, she called and made the appointment this morning. Like, you just realized that just now, you see our face, like, we got more money, all things. He let him have it before he go on out of there and leave. So the last one that we see them with is the gem. The guy comes in there telling me he needs paperwork, and Kanan's like, how about I just hit you with the deposit in 3 months? And the man is like, that's not how any of this works, young whippersnapper. Okay, I'm going to still need to do that credit check. And Crystal, I'm going to give you this one, DeMarcus. Crystal steps up. DeMarcus, I'm going to give you this one. Crystal steps up and is like, how about an extra non-refundable deposit? And now we are speaking this man's language. Okay, we might be able to expedite the process. So I guess we're going to be over at Famous's old spot, running work, and at home, resting our heads. I'm cool with that. That's where we should have been all along. I don't know why you needed Crystal to tell you that. That's why you need to stop being hard-headed and listen to your mama, Kanan. You need to stop being hard-headed and listen to your mama because you think you're grown, you think you know everything, and you don't. Okay. Marvin asked Early Tyler what happens at the Golden Pavilion. That's the name of it. You be knowing everything. And it's so funny because I was going to call it Golden something. I was going to give it a name, the Chinese spot, but I just left it alone because sometimes I get the details and sometimes I don't. But those, no. We saw Quan go see Rock, and essentially he's just telling her, you're a dime a dozen, so I'm gonna need you to figure it out, okay? I need you to figure out and get it together. So she checks in with Marvin, but Marvin doesn't have anything, so they go have a sit down with Joaquin. DeMarcus was right about that. Sit down with Joaquin, but he's like, he's not going to supply H in Queens, and honestly, he's like, nobody really wants to touch Queens, and Rock is like, I'm not even asking for that. Please just point me in the right direction of, where I could go get what I need to get. So he tells her to talk to Tremont. She ain't really effing with Tremont, but he's like, he has someone, an agent who gives him a very good price. Marvin says he sold at good price. Marvin was giving us the comedy, talking about the fish legs. Maybe not the fish legs. She's like, eggs, Marvin, fish don't have legs. I said, let Marvin cook, okay? Let him cook. Marvin just be talking. He's like, you know what I mean. Legs, eggs, all sounds the same to him. So Unique is doing what he like to do. He's lurking around. And when the coast is clear, we go see if he's put some money in the mailbox for Pranessa. I said, okay. All right. Good job. Because at least he's giving them some money. Now, part of me at first, I was, because I think the thought, and then I got to answer myself in my head. I do, because I was like, well, why? Before he wanted to let her know and the son know he was alive, but early kind of stopped him. So I was just kept thinking like, well, why don't he but I guess he's still trying to be in the shadows, thinking he's Batman, and he don't want nobody to see him. And then if somebody sees him, then, definitely can't see the son. She might be able to keep her mouth closed, but them kids gonna be like, no, I see my dad. He got a big old knot on his head and he was over there hiding in the bushes. So yeah, maybe not the best idea. Then we see him at Famous's old, Kanan's new, soon to be Kanan's old spot where he gonna do his work at. And he rolls up on little OC, baby. And I said, oh Lord, are we gonna have to pour out a little something next week for the homie OC? Because now Crystal thought OC was weird, but Kanan said OC knows how to handle the business that needs to be handled. So I hate that for him. We don't see what happens. Next thing you know, we get a good old power dinner scene, and we get a power dinner scene that's gonna go down. Now this didn't really go down as big as the other ones go down, but everything's not gonna run smoothly when they sit down to the dinner table. Now I thought Mama Joyce couldn't cook. Even Lulu and Rock was making fun of it, talking about if she's going to poison him. And I know for sure she burnt up them eggs and them toast when she was taking care of Lulu before. But now all of a sudden, I said, did you get it catered? Did the neighborhood lady, do sell you some plates? Like, how all of a sudden are you, burning pots and pans and Marvin in the kitchen saying it tastes good? What is going on here? I know I'm putting too much on it. So let's see what DeMarcus said before I talk about Rock and Kanan. Unique is staying away for Pranessa and Jerome because you don't want no one to attack Pranessa and Jerome. Oh, okay. That could be it too. But nobody knows he's alive. So who's gonna attack them? They think he's gone. We know you team Joyce Thomas. I'll leave this up here. So outside, Rock is, having her little stove, her little smoke. When Kanan rolls up and she's, kind of calls him out for not going to school. And she's like, I kind of thought you was going to graduate and go to college. She's like, you didn't graduate. Like, what are we even doing here, Raquel? What are we even doing here? And he's like, how, after all the things that you made me do? Kanan, please stop. Stop. You wanted this life. You wanted this game. She tried to get you to go to that good school. She tried to get you to take the test. You didn't want to do right on the test. You didn't want to stay right. You didn't want to do any of that. Now, let's put some accountability on Rock's shoulders. You should not have all that in front of this boy, because kids see it and they want it. He see what you was doing. He wants to be a part of it. If you wanted to get him away from you, to not see it, you should have got him away from you earlier, because even the little ones be picking up on stuff. So you should have sent him away a lot sooner, but then he probably would have complained about that and y'all would have had, tension that way, but at least he wouldn't be in the game. But once he saw you be in the game, he didn't see no other way he wanted to be. Then you in the game, the Lou in the game, Uncle Marvin in the game. Poor Jukebox, only one that, ain't in the game, don't want to be in the game. But Kanan's brain don't, function quite that well. You see, it's the women versus the men. Just joking. So I just, I thought that was very rich of him. But, these two, they don't really like to take too much accountability. Joyce probably had a spell when she brought toast and eggs for Lou. That's what we going with, DeMarcus. I mean, we now know she was sick, so anything is possible. But they were saying something about her. It didn't sound like, I don't know, the way they set it up, it didn't sound like Mama was ever able to really burn like that. I mean, she could burn, but not like burn as in cook well. So Mama Joyce, she's sitting down to the table. She got all her babies. Marvin is there. Lulu is there. Rock is there, Kanan is there, even Jukebox is there, whole gang is there sitting down for this dinner. Everybody wants to know what's going on. So she asked Marvin about the club, and he says, he's not trying to be around the liquor a lot. So, white Shirley holding it down. Why she got to be white Shirley, Lou? I mean, we know she's white. I thought this was going to be a perfect time, because I thought that there was some involvement between Shirley and his dad. I thought the mom might bring it up, but she didn't. She didn't. She didn't say nothing. So then she starts the Bible quoting, and they kind of know something's up. They're like, "Oh, she quoting the Bible. Like the world must be about to end." I mean, her world is about to end, so we could say that. So she's asking, you like, "Oh, Juke, how you doing? You settling in? Da 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 da." Right? And Juke is like, she's trying, and Mama say, "Don't try, do." Marvin's trying to get her to, back off. She just got home, and I just kind of thought, like, and that's when Rock is kind of asking, why are we here? And that's my whole thing. Because I'm like, make small talk, but like, don't be chastising people, if you will. Well, she wasn't chastising Lil. I guess Juke, she kind of was just wanted Juke to be more about action. But give her a minute to set her game plan, because Juke doesn't even know what her game plan is. And that's what she's trying to figure out. I wish she just had took some better classes at college, and that could have been an option for her while she's figuring things out. But, here we are. So, and going back for a minute, now the one thing that Rock did make Kanan do was the whole thing with his dad, because I think he did bring that up, and that is totally on her, and I can see how that would mess him up, and I can see where he would think, like, what about that made you think that I was going to go from that to graduating high school and going to college? But, however, you think Joyce would like Crystal? She might. Kanan could have been the OG Tariq. You could have graduated high school and went to college and did the whole, whole thing like Tariq did. Since we are seeing so many similarities between Kanan and Tariq, and that's why we think, or at least I feel like Kanan took such a liking, if you will, to Tariq. So you could have done it, Kanan. I'm not saying, you would have been too right upstairs, but you could have, executed it. What you saying, DeMarcus? Rock is a hypocrite because she has Kanan try to take out Howard and got mad when Kanan knew that Joyce was dying from cancer. Well, he only really just found out. I'm trying to think. Has he known for 3 months, or has it been a shorter time frame? Because this is where I'm getting confused between the flashback and Tariq got something. That's why I'm saying, well, I don't think he got a GED. I think he got a diploma. I think he's got a diploma early. But that's why I'm saying Kanan could have still done it. He talking to her reckless, and then fast forward to the future. That's exactly what Tariq done. And so Kanan could have done it too, but I got where he was coming from. I'm trying to think. Did we find out about Mama Joyce in the flashback? We might have, but even if we did, he's known all of 3 months, and that's a lot to put on him. She told him, and then she told him not to tell, and that's a lot to put on a kid. And I said that too. So I get that you're his mom, but y'all are also in tense times. So I don't know why you kind of expected him to speak up, but it is what it is. It is what it is. So Mama Joyce says, I got cancer. It's in my kidneys. I done tried the chemo, but it didn't stop it from spreading, and now it's terminal. She's just gonna tell us this shit over pot roast? Yes, Raquel, she is. She is. She's like, you spent our whole lives knocking us around, lying to us, and telling us we ain't ish, and now you think a family dinner is gonna make stuff right in the end. And she's like, I'm not trying to make anything right. I'm just telling you that I'm dying. This is why I said they both very bullheaded. They both very strong women. That's why, Mama Joyce is given, OG Rock in terms of personality, not in terms of like lifestyle and stuff like that, but in terms of personality, just two very strong-minded women. So we talked about it earlier, and now we're getting a greater dose of that as these two ladies are at the table having a little face-off. Well, not really. Mama Joyce is sitting her ass in the chair, and Rock is standing up about to stomp out like somebody stole her bicycle. So she's telling her, you could take that and do whatever you want with it. So Rock say F this, and she leaves, and that's where we're ending the episode. And we hear Kanan or 50 narrate that even if you stop being somebody's parent, you'll never stop being someone's child. That's how you came into this world. I said, oh, that's facts. And baby, then we hear grandma's hands. I said, not grandma's hands. Okay. Touche, I guess. Touche, I guess. So next week it looks like, Rock is still trying to get in her takeover spirit. I don't know who she's meeting with or what she's doing. We'll get into, next episode, more next episode. Unique is teaming up with somebody we don't see what it is. Tell me who is her second enemy that's still alive? I had to think about it. You think he's teaming up with Tremont? Who is he teaming up with? And he says he's ready to show his face. So we about to get some more action next week. Like I said, it's a slow burn. I think episode 1 kind of just threw me off. We can heat it up a little bit here. I gave this episode, I said earlier, about it's about a 7. We heating up, we cooking. You just got to take in a story and pick apart the pieces. That first episode totally threw me off because it's outside of the chronological order. So it's just throwing me for a loop a little bit as to what people knew. Oh, is that the guy that's in that picture with the braids that we saw? Damon? Unique is teaming up with Damon. Are we supposed to know who that is? I'm excited. They always give you good previews and make you excited for the next episode. Rock knew that Howard was Kanan's father and tried to get Kanan to smoke Howard. Rock threw a temper tantrum. She did throw a temper tantrum. But it's like, you have to understand, like, unless you have a relationship that's not great with your parents, it's like kind of hard to understand where she's coming from. And then you had a dad that walked out on them, and Marvin says he had to raise him, but then Marvin had his issues, and then Rock had to step up. And that's a lot. That's a lot for a kid to handle outside of just the normal, your parents ain't shit. Like that's on some extra level. And the mom had her own issues, and then come to find out she was treating them like garbage on top of having their own issues. This is like, that's too much for anybody. Adults are not prepared to handle that. And that's why we're getting older. We're going to therapy and we're learning about boundaries, because now as an adult, we'll tell you respectfully to get the fuck out of my face with all of that. But having gone through it as a kid, and that's why they don't really come around with her, when Kanan was talking to her about being real, and she was like, if they wanted to see how I was doing. But that's the thing I stand about the bad parents when they expect the child to make it right. If you did the damage, it is up to you to repair it. I don't mean to get up here and be preaching, but I'm just saying, we just gonna make it make a little bit of sense, Joyce. You have to do your part, and you do your part, and you continuously try to do your part, and that way at least you can say that you tried. Okay, but when you do nothing, we don't want to hear it. But I guess we're supposed to have some reverence for you because you're about to pass away. Remember, Unique replaced Damon in New Jersey. Oh, I forgot all about him. That's the only thing when these shows are off for a while, and I didn't finish watching all of Pretty Girls recap of season 3. I might have got that information there, because I originally started to go back and rewatch all of season 3. And I was like, nah, I'm gonna just watch PG's recap. And then I started watching it, and then kids and something else happened, and I never finished. And by then we was already starting season 4, so I was like, it is what it is. Maybe I'll still go back and finish watching, just for things I forgot, because it's always gonna be something. Because at least the one thing they do, they might not keep the whole universe tied together, especially the OG power in this one. But at least, things in the, like, Raising Kanan are tied together. The guy with the braids is, Lamar Jackson, the QB from the, Damon was in season, he was in season 2. That was season 2? The memory's bad, y'all. That was season 2. Okay. I believe you be keeping up. You be keeping up. I appreciate you guys for coming through. Again, I'm sorry for the time change. So it'll either be 10:15 or actually, nope. Next weekend I'm doing a Saturday sip. So next weekend will be a little earlier. I should be home from work, so hopefully that shouldn't be a problem. That seems to be the problem, because I watch Kanan, to be perfectly honest with you, I watch Raising Kanan on a Friday when I'm at work, because if I don't, y'all will spoil the shit out of it for me. So I watch it on Friday at work, and then I watch it again on Saturday and take my notes and everything and put my little collage together, if you will, and get things ready for Saturday. So I'll be home, so we'll do it a little bit earlier. Just keep your notifications on. It'll be around 9 something because I think 10:30 we're going to be doing Saturday Sip. If you guys missed my watch list last night, go ahead and check that on. Hey, hold on, let me do this first. You're speeding, Kira. Anybody that comes through on the replay for this video, please leave a comment, hashtag replay, drop an emoji, a wave. I think I said I was going to give y'all some type of emoji to drop just in case. I done forgot to think about it. Fire, drop a flame, because Unique said he was going to burn it all down. So if you don't got a comment that you want to leave about the episode or the recap, be nice. You could always hit a hashtag replay, you could always drop an emoji, drop a flame, any of the things. Also, your girl is trying to please help me out with these subscribers, y'all. Tell a friend to tell a friend, share the video, we share your videos, okay, because sharing is Karen. That being said, so last night I did a watch list for March. So please definitely go and check that out, you guys. I'm probably going to be taking a break from the watch list. I mentioned that last night. I will try to find a way to keep you guys updated with what is going on, but it's a lot of work for not a lot of reward, if you will. So I'm gonna, do my best to keep you updated, but go ahead and check that out. I did do that last night. It was a lot to talk about. It was 30 something shows, and there's still some that I didn't have on. So I may put some of those on my community tab, which is also where you can find the series that returned in March. That's over there. Yes, I saw that, DeMarcus. I reposted it on my Facebook that Joseph Sikora was going to be on season 3 of Reasonable Doubt. I'm excited to see that. Okay. That is definitely one I watch and recap. I think I kind of fell off at the end of the last season, but I'm going to get my act together. I'm excited for that. I love Tommy, especially since how they did poor Tommy in Force. Check in with your girl tomorrow, 1:15 for a weekly huddle. Let's talk about it. Let's see how you're doing. I'm going to tell you how I'm doing. Let's check in a little bit, sit down and talk to each other. Also, we do our little entertainment news, a little shenanigans, and we talk about what's on TV. So come through tomorrow for that. And then also tomorrow evening sometime, it's either 9:15 or 9:30. She gave me the link. I got to put it up. We're doing a found panel. So check us out for that. Monday night, it'll be a pre-recorded of Married to Medicine, part 1 of this reunion. Hallelujah. I'm so glad this season is over. This reunion need to be 3 parts, but I guess, the fellas took a large part, so maybe they're going to get a whole part, y'all. We gonna see. Will you check out Magazine Dreams with Jonathan Majors when it comes to streaming, DeMarcus? When it comes to streaming, if it's not a family friendly movie or a Marvel movie or a DC movie, your girl don't hardly ever get to the movie theaters. I think the last thing I got to go see for myself was Origin. I think I took myself to see Origin, and that was pretty good. But outside of that, Captain America, go check that out. Wonderful to get a Black Captain America during Black History Month. That was the last thing we saw, and we'll probably go see Minecraft next month. But yeah, I'll be at the movies with my kids. I don't really get to go for myself. So yeah, when it hits streaming, I'll probably check it out. Anyway, I won't keep you good people too much longer. I appreciate you guys for coming out, and hopefully I will see you in the next video. Peace.